make sure we get a vegetarian pizza.
Yeah. You can do the vegetarian pizza sign. Okay, I think we're ready to start. I'm really excited to see you all here. And this is a cognitive science orientation with a section on micro-credentials. The section on micro-credentials is towards the end. But actually, the first part, even if you're not a cognitive science major, will be relevant for helping you understand that micro-credential portion better. I've been working on this with two assistants, Samaya, who's here, and Vishnu, who unfortunately cannot be here. Maybe Dr. Spence and the academic support advisors for cognitive science could come up for a second and introduce yourselves. Just walk up and say who you are and what you do. Sorry for
that. I'm Tori. I'm Miss Maria. We're two of the undergraduate BBS advisors. So we do all the cognitive science degree plan stuff, help with the audit, anything advising project registration.
Yeah, we have a great advising staff, so you all can, you want to know about how they reach you, you can email BBS advising.
Yes, yeah, you can email BBS advising at UT Dallas.edu or see us in the BBS advising suite. We're in not necessarily the basement, but like the bottom next to the University Theater in JO2.11C. It's a suite, so you have to enter like double doors, but it'll say BBS advising center right on there.
We do have walk-ins these first couple weeks of the semester. So walk-ins 30 to 4:30.
Great, thank you very much.
Various things, but during the very, very busy time, you just need walking. But then if you need an extended time period, talk to the advisor about career planning and about your degree plan or changing majors or adding monitoring or all those sorts of things. Micro-credentials, then you would make an appointment with them later after you get your pizza registered. So I'm Melanie Spence. Dr. Spence, I'm the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Education. I work with all these lovely people. And I work with Dr. Golden and all the other program heads. And deal with all things undergraduate. So I'm happy to see so many of you here today. I'm happy to see that our cognitive science major has grown the way that it has since I've been here. So yeah, you all are in a great area to be in, given the technological explosion and the human interaction, or human-computer interaction and interfaces that are going on out in the world. So
Great.
that's all I'm doing. Okay, and this is Emma Touchstone.
Hi, and I'm Emily Touchstone. I work with Dr. Spence. We were both in the undergraduate dean's office. We are happy to help with any questions you might have.
Okay, great. So let's start. So the cognitive science program is very excited that you have chosen to pursue your undergraduate studies in this area with us. We want to maximize your learning experience, but we also want to help prepare you for new careers once you graduate. And in addition, we will do our best to make this process fun and enjoyable. So cognitive science is the multidisciplinary study of intelligent systems. It involves many different areas: artificial intelligence, psychology, computer science, mathematics, human-computer interactions, neuroscience, and this is not a complete list. It emphasizes novel integrations of many areas. In UTD cognitive science program, we are focused more on areas such as neuroscience, psychology, computer science or machine learning specifically, and human-centered design. And the basic idea is that the philosophy of cognitive science and this cognitive science program is that the brain and the mind are very, very complicated. And so it shouldn't be that like one field should sort of have the right to say, I'm the one that studies the brain and mind. Instead, the idea is that we need sort of this multidisciplinary cooperation of many fields in order to sort of understand the brain and mind. And so examples are psychology, neuroscience, human-computer interactions, machine learning, and then this is, of course, a great area if you're going on as pre-med. This is a good area as well. And at UTD, our cognitive science program is you pick 2 of 4 concentration areas. The 4 concentration areas are psychology and neuroscience, human-computer interaction, intelligent systems, and AI and computational modeling. So, for example, one good choice is psychology and neuroscience, and this is for students interested in pursuing an area of cognitive neuroscience. So possible career paths are psychology, neuroscience, neuropsychologist, cognitive neuroscientist, pre-med, neuropharm. Another concentration area pair is psychology and intelligent systems. And the career paths here would be maybe psychology, data scientist, machine learning engineer, and behavioral data scientist. Another concentration area pair might be neuroscience and intelligent systems, AI. So that would give you neuroscience, data science, machine learning engineer, neuroscience, data scientists who might analyze, for example, brain imaging data. And psychology and human-computer interaction are also a good combination, where the career paths are psychology, usability engineer, user experience researcher. So even if this is your first semester at UTD, you should be looking for a job today. Okay, go out, look for jobs, see what jobs are interesting to you, try to figure out your career paths, try to figure out, try to understand their availability of those jobs, what skills are required, the earning potential, and so on. This is the best time to figure that out, because if you can tell us what you're interested in, we can help you acquire the skill sets to pursue that goal, rather than like in your last semester in cognitive science. So, Julian, I really wish I had taken courses in blah, 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 blah. It's a little too late. So this is a good time. And we can't tell you, you say, well, why don't you just give us advice? But we can't. We need to we need to understand what you're interested in before we can give you some relevant advising. Another good source is some of these job search engines. For example, Indeed.com. Just go to Indeed.com, type in some jobs, look at the salaries, look at what they do, look at the skill sets. Don't just look for entry-level jobs. Look for jobs which require 5 or 10 years of experience. That way you can kind of get an idea about what your career, potential career trajectory might look like. Now, at the cognitive science major at UTD, there's 4 core courses that all cognitive science majors take. First, they take a course called Cognitive Psychology, CGS 3361, where they learn experimental behavioral methods for testing models and theories of human information processing. Then you take a course called NSC 3361, Neuroscience, where you learn about the structure and function of the brain and its relationship to the mind. We have a course called PSY 3392, Research Design Analysis, where you design involving the design of experiments and use of data analysis methodologies. And experimental projects in which you sort of work on a mini project and usually collect data, analyze the data, and write the results in a scientific report. Also, all cognitive science majors have all cognitive science majors take the following lower division coursework. Lower division coursework includes CGS 2301 Cognitive Science, Math 2417 Calculus 1, Math 2419 Calculus 2, CS 1337 Computer Science 1, Math 2418 Linear Algebra, and PSY 2301 Introduction to Psychology, and then PSY 2317 Statistics for Psychology, unless you're focusing on the machine learning track, in which case you might want to consider replacing that with CS 3341, Probability Statistics in Computer Science and Engineering. And there's additional coursework for some of the specialization areas. For example, neuroscience has additional biochemistry coursework. Intelligent systems has additional computer programming coursework. Check out the catalog for the most up-to-date requirements for graduation. So here's the hyperlink for that. And as I said before, this presentation will eventually be posted. The recording and the PowerPoint will eventually be posted on the Cognizant's website. Okay, so now what I want to talk about is a couple of specialization areas or sort of combination, areas in the Cognizant's program, which you may not be as familiar with, and so I sort of wanted to sort of share them with you. The first area is called Human-Computer Interaction Specialization Area, and it's related to careers in the area of usability engineering and also equivalent UX research. So what is usability engineering? So usability engineering is a field that's concerned generally with human technology interaction and specifically developing human technology interfaces which have high usability and user friendliness. So, you might have maybe some grandparents who've got a smartphone and they've asked you, well, where's the manual for the smartphone? And you say, well, there's no manual for the smartphone. You say, well, how can you use a smartphone if you don't have a manual? Well, today, when technology is distributed, that technology needs to be immediately usable by the end user. And so what we need to do is we need to use behavioral research methods to evaluate how people are interacting with the technology in order to evaluate if that technology is successful. So here we see a grandmother who is trying to use a website to order knitting supplies. And if the grandmother is confused about how to use the website, then what happens is the company that sells the knitting supplies goes out of business. So what we need is we need UX researchers. Now, and it's interesting that a lot of the advertisements for UX researchers, they're not saying we need an electrical engineer, we need a mechanical engineer, we need a computer scientist. They usually say we need somebody with a psychology degree, okay, because that's the kind of work that's actually being done here in UX research and usability engineering. So here we have grandma can use the website, but can we go further with grandma? And here, grandma loves using the website. This website's so cool. I love ordering knitting supplies. It's so much fun. This is called user experience. It's a little broader than usability engineering because it also has components such as functional value. It has to work. And aesthetic value. It has to look really cool and be really fun to use. So here's some more usability engineering and UX resources, some hyperlinks so you can learn more about this area. You don't need to have advanced software development skills or even software development skills at all, but you do have to be able to talk and feel comfortable talking with people that do software. And if you are familiar with some website development stuff, that's a plus. And also there's a UT UX club. So here's a hyperlink to that. And you should check out that club. It's a fairly active club. It has a presence in a variety of different places. Okay, the computational modeling and artificial intelligence specialization area. So artificial intelligence and computational modeling. Well, let's start with artificial intelligence. So the idea of artificial intelligence is you're implementing smart algorithms using machine learning software to build and develop machine learning algorithms. And the title of that is usually called machine learning engineering. But you can also use machine learning algorithms to analyze data and communicate your results, figuring out how you're going to analyze this data set. And that's a data scientist. And so the kinds of skills you acquire in the artificial intelligence systems specialization area kind of hit both these areas of artificial intelligence. So where's the computational modeling come in? Well, computational modeling would be maybe just simply using these machine learning algorithms to analyze neuroscience or behavioral data. But also, you might use these algorithms as proposed theories of how humans process information. And then that could be the basis for testing, for designing experiments or testing theories about those hypotheses. So in this area, computational modeling and artificial intelligence specialization area, you do need to have a strong background in computer programming. So some students come in, they already have a strong background. Some students don't have a strong background, but they get it. Okay, so but it's just sort of something that you'll need to develop. And I'll give you ways to. We'll have suggestions near the end about how you might move in that direction. Okay, let me talk a little bit about our fast track program. So if you're an undergraduate in good standing, then you can get permission at your like junior or senior status and your grade point average is about a certain level. Then you can get permission to take graduate courses towards your undergraduate degree. But if you're also, in addition to that, planning on getting a master's degree, usually students get the master's degree in applied cognition neuroscience because that's a natural extension of the cognitive science major. What you would do is you have to apply to the fast track program. You have to apply to the fast track program before you take any graduate courses. Once you're accepted into the fast track program, you can then take up to 5 graduate courses and have them count towards your undergraduate degree. And then after you get your undergraduate degree, you just send an email to the ACN program office, my office, and maybe Melanie Davis specifically, and say, hey, I want to get a master's degree. And then we tell the registrar's office, you don't apply for the master's program. We tell the registrar's office, hey, this student's already accepted into the master's program. And then you don't have to take as many courses to get your master's degree. If you took 5 graduate courses as an undergraduate, then you would take 5 fewer courses as a graduate student when you're getting your master's degree. If you want to learn more about the master's program, check out this hyperlink. Okay, research internships. So working in a research lab provides you an opportunity to interact more closely with faculty members and acquire research experiences. And this is really important if you're considering a career in research, because it's really important that it helps you discover what aspects of research you may or may not like. And it also may be helpful for obtaining letters of reference, which is for entering grad school, and also some graduate schools would like students applying to the programs to have some research experience. Now, it's my impression that a lot of students, and this is just my impression, could be wrong, but a lot of students are kind of thinking, gotta get an internship, gotta get an internship, gotta get an internship. And they're not really thinking about what they really want to do, what research area they really want to pursue. And so you shouldn't be focused on, do not think in your head, I've got to find some lab that's willing to take me, all right? But instead, think, hey, I'm really interested in the cognitive neuroscience speech language disorders. And then find those labs, read research about those labs, and then contact those labs. So how not to seek out an internship or research opportunity? Hi, do you have any internships available? People will always say no. Okay. Okay. Here's a way to do it. Hi, my name is Richard Golden. I'm currently an undergraduate student in the cognitive science program at the University of Texas, Dallas. Notice I just have fill in the blanks. You can copy and paste this email, paste this into your email and just use it. But I noticed that you were doing research in the area of cognitive neuroscience and speech language disorders. I'm very interested in the cognitive neuroscience and speech language disorders. I was wondering if I could set up a 20-minute meeting with you to learn more about what type of research you are doing. You notice how I did not say anywhere that I was looking for an internship. Okay. During the meeting, try to figure out how you might assist in the work they are doing, and if you think it's interesting. And at the end of the meeting, say, thank you for meeting with me. I really enjoyed the meeting and was particularly interested in planning for the possible to participate. By the way, this formula is also really great for looking for job opportunities. So like when you're applying for jobs, don't call up a company and say, do you have any jobs available? They'll say no. Okay. Instead, try this technique and don't send them your resume because they won't read it. And don't send them the cover letter. What you want to do is sort of try to contact people at the company, and then once they're ready to get your resume and cover letter, then you should send it to them. Okay, so you say you've kind of got this idea, okay, I want to get some research experience in a particular lab. So here are some useful links for checking out research opportunities in the behavior of brain sciences. We have the research labs thing on the left, and then a special web page specifically designed to help students look for student research opportunities. Also, network using LinkedIn. So I'm on LinkedIn, and this sort of happened indirectly. You know, all my students kept signing up with me, you know, over many years, decades, I guess, and they, you know, got their degree in cognitive science or applied cognition neuroscience, and so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll accept it, and then you don't have to talk to me, but you can search the secondary contacts, and then you can see what happened to all those cognitive science majors and all those ACN majors, and maybe even send them a little message or something. Okay, undergraduate advising office. We met some of the undergraduate advisors a moment ago. There's the website, a link to that page. Accessibility Resource Center. If you need special assistance in your courses for some reason, please check out this hyperlink to the Accessibility Resource Center. Sometimes students make the mistake of contacting this resource center near the end of the semester, which really kind of sometimes is difficult to accommodate these situations. So if you think you might need some, even if you think you might need some special resources, then contact this group at the beginning of your semester. And the Student Success Center. So we want you to succeed. So there's a group at UTD, which is going to help you with time management, prioritizing your assignments, helping you study more effectively, and so on. So check out this hyperlink. Okay, yay! The new micro-credential program. So now we're going to talk about that. So a good way to summarize the micro-credential program is you don't know what you know. Okay, so you might have, you've got your degree, and you're not really sure, well, what do I really know? And if you have so I think one of the most fundamental contributions of these micro-credentials is they sort of formalize and make more explicitly what skills you've acquired as a student at UTD. And this is important not only for, it's important for you because it's going to help you communicate more effectively with potential employers regarding what are your skills, and also help you perceive career opportunities and career paths that you might not have previously considered. And as a result, possibly even increase potential earning potentials. And also they're stackable. So the idea is that you might get your psychology degree and then you get sort of additional micro-credentials which stack on top of that, or your cognitive science degree. And this is just an example. These numbers are from UT Dallas, actually. On the right, you see the first, I think this is first, second, and third year, but this is definitely first year, is the average, at least for these statistics, which were put together by the UT system, from UT Dallas is 29,000 for the first year. In data science, it's 61K. Information technology, it's 58K. So, so that's kind of a big. Oops. Okay, what did I do? you don't know. Okay, so the first micro-credential is called behavioral research methods. And as a cognitive science major or as a psychology major, you will learn tools focused around the collection and analysis of human behavioral data. Well, this is a super hot area right now. Human data is better than gold these days. You've got it coming in on Facebook, on all sorts of these social media websites, and people are using this data. Understanding how to collect behavioral data and analyze it is something which is in great demand. And it opens up a lot of career opportunities: research coordinator, market researcher, behavioral data analysis, and so on. So how do you get this badge? Well, basically, there's a 2-course sequence which is required for all psychology majors and all cognitive science majors. And you take this 2-course sequence, that's the required courses, and you also have to register for the micro-credential before you take the 2-course sequence. So register before August 23rd. And to do that, you need to email me by midnight on Friday. Eventually, there will be a form online where you can fill out to register for the micro-credential. But this is so new, they haven't even created that form yet. You need to not only take these 2 courses, but get a B in both courses. So if you get an A+ in one course and an A- in another, you don't get that. When I say B+, A+ in one course and a B- in the other, you won't get the micro-credential. Another micro-credential is concerned with user experience research, and we've talked about that, where we use behavioral research methods. Oh, yeah. About the one?
The previous slide.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So we have to take both, okay, for example, if we've already taken minor classes, we've started taking the other,
Unfortunately, it's more of a university thing. I don't have control over that. You can't. But I'll tell you one thing that I do want you to, I want you to realize that that you do have all these skills anyway, right? Because you did take the 2 courses and got a B in both of them, right? So a lot of the way the micro-credential, even though you might not have the official micro-credential, feel free to go to our micro-credential presentations and so on. And that will give you talking points and things to say to prospective employers to let them, you still have the skills, right? So you can still, it'll sort of give you tools to communicate. So. No, it doesn't. No, like for example, we teach PSY 3392 online. That's perfectly possible. User experience research is concerned with using behavioral research methods to evaluate a system's usability, and various careers such as UX, user interface designer, UX researcher. To get this badge, again, you have to email me before Friday at midnight, and tomorrow. You take the following 2-course sequence. The first course is called Qualitative UX Research. It's sort of a modification of the course we've been teaching in the past. But basically, you learn the basics of UX research. And you'll see how the stuff that when you take this course, you'll see that a lot of these courses you've taken in psychology and in cognitive science, with cognitive psychology, developmental psychology, research design analysis, you'll see that all these courses actually fit in perfectly with the area of UX research, but you just didn't know what UX research was. Well, this will explain that to you. Also, the idea is that you compare user interfaces. For example, like simple, one example would be you might have one group of subjects or participants, such as 20-year-olds, use a user interface, like try to order some tennis shoes, and another group, like 70-year-olds, try to use the same website to order tennis shoes. And you could look at their performance between the two groups, or you could take one group of 20-year-olds and see whether they find one website version to be easier to use than another. So you could see how that would sort of translate into the kinds of skills and experiences you've had as a undergraduate psychology or cognitive science major. The second course is a new course we specifically developed for the micro-credential. It's a brand new course. It's called Quantitative UX Research. So you know that when you're online, everybody's always tracking you, right? No matter how hard you try, people are kind of watching you, what you're doing. And why are they doing that? Well, they're trying to sell you stuff, right? They say, well, if they visit this website, maybe they're interested in this, so I'll try selling them that. Yeah, go ahead.
Question. If we don't base in our schedule to necessarily fit these classes.
What was that?
If we don't necessarily have space in our schedule to fit these classes in our semester, or like in our schedule like this year, then would you be still offering this next year?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, this sequence, qualitative UX research and quantitative UX research, is going to be offered every year. Okay. And the first course will be offered in the fall, and the second will be in spring. So anyway, but the idea is that we're tracking the user not to sell them something, but we're tracking the user in order to figure out how to make the software easier for the user to use. Okay, so we're trying to improve the software and make it easier to use. And so you put these little tracking algorithms into the software, and then you can use machine learning algorithms to sort of analyze the results. And again, you need to get a B in both courses to get the micro-credential. Biobehavioral data science. So data science, this is data science with a focus on analyzing human behavioral data and neuroscience data. And also it can open up a career path to machine learning engineer, provided you have you're a really strong computer programmer. And so various career paths are data scientist, machine learning engineer, data analyst, and data science engineer, and so on. Combined with a background in psychology and neuroscience, this can make you competitive in jobs that require both sort of maybe a neuroscience background and a machine learning background. So I got this one story which I probably have told way too much, but I'll just tell it again. I got this phone call once, and this is for the master's program, applied cognitive neuroscience. This person says, "Hey, I'm in California, and we're trying to find. We were looking for. We sent out this, a job advertisement for somebody to help us do some data analysis, machine learning algorithms with neuroimaging data, and we got all these applicants. We got a ton of great applicants who knew machine learning but didn't know neuroscience. And we got a ton of great applicants that knew neuroscience but didn't know machine learning. And the student from your master's program sort of rose to the top because they knew both of those things. How do you get the badge? Well, there's a two-course sequence. The first course is also a brand new course, which is offered this fall. It's actually offered this fall, and it's called Python for Biobehavioral Data Analysis. And so it's designed to introduce you to Python in the context of doing data analysis using the brain and behavioral data. And the second course is a course that I teach called Cognitive Neuromodeling Lab, which introduces you to the major different types of machine learning algorithms in the context of developing models of brain behavior. And you need to get a B or higher in both courses to get the micro-credential. And again, email me before August 23rd. So we also have this micro-credential called NeuroNet Map, and this is taught only every other year. And this is an advanced machine learning sequence that takes an in-depth look into how machine learning and artificial intelligence methods actually work. And it's highly recommended that you complete like the biobehavioral data scientist micro-credential with the NeuroNet Map micro-credential. And the career opportunities are deep learning engineer, computational scientist, data scientist, machine learning engineer. And to get this badge, you would register for the micro-credential by emailing me before Friday. The prerequisites for the sequence are that you before you take the first course, you already have to have linear algebra and calculus-based probability theory, which is CS 3341. And then the course is only taught every other year. So of course you can, it's taught, so CGS 4314 will be taught in fall 2025, and then it'll be followed by CGS 4315 taught in spring 2026. Also, we have this agreement with Coursera, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with this agreement? Only 7 people? Okay, so this is a sweet deal. Coursera is letting UTD Coursera and UT system have a deal where UTD students can take a lot of Coursera courses for free and get the credentials. And it's kind of like Amazon Music, okay? It's not like every course is free, but a whole bunch of them are free. And so here are the ones that I'm kind of focusing on that I think are particularly, that we've been looking at some of them, and these are the ones that kind of fit in nicely with things we've been talking about. And so I just sort of put them up here. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do I get into the Coursera system, and how do I know that I'm really getting all this for free? So I'm going to, this next slide, I sort of circle this little icon. So you tiny little icon that says, when you log into Coursera and set that properly, then you'll see a little UTD icon in your Coursera environment, and that means that you're in the right spot. And so by completing these Coursera micro-credentials, these are additional badges that you can add to additional micro-credentials on your own. So if you want to learn more about micro-credentials, recent updates will be provided. There's nothing right now on the BBS Cognitive Science website, but this presentation, for example, will eventually be there with the recording, and other information that is not covered in this presentation. Here's a hyperlink to the BBS micro-credentials and the catalog copy, and a hyperlink to micro-credentials at UT Dallas. And that's it. That's all, folks. Thank you for attention.
Credentials, is it like you have to do anything extra in those classes to get them, or is it just?
So the question is, do you have to do anything extra in these classes to get them? No, you don't. You just have to, but you do have to get. To get them, you have to just register before you take either of the courses, and you have to get a B in both courses. So if you get a C in both courses, you don't get the money. Yeah.
So if we are like a cognitive science major and we're already signed up for, I think it was I can't remember what concentration it was. But the concentration requires the same classes as the micro-credential. Theoretically, could we use those courses for the concentration towards the micro-credential?
Yeah. I mean, you would basically. The courses that you're using to satisfy the requirements for your cognitive science major can be used to satisfy the requirements for the micro-credential.
So I noticed that a lot of the micro-credentials had, for example, like machine learning or Python, that could be more attributed towards computer science.
Yeah.
Is it possible for a computer science major to take these micro-credentials?
Yes, that's a great question. So anybody at UTD can get a BBS micro-credential. I should have mentioned that.
Okay, you get these micro-credentials, like, so say, as you said, do we just have to register for micro-credential, even if, like, without any school major, we take those classes anyways, so we can apply for micro-credential, get a major. Can we do that any year? Like, get a micro-credential?
Yeah.
Any year?
Yes, the reason, so yes, it's not like just for this 1 year. The reason why the sort of August 23rd thing comes up is because I myself found out, it was like a week or two before classes. And I'm going, okay, well, have you guys figured out how to register for micro-credentials? And they said, no, we're still working on it. I said, well, classes are starting, you know? And so then I finally got an email, like, I think it was like less than a week ago or so, saying, okay, we figured it out. Send us a list of the students by Friday and we'll be, and we're good, so.
If I'm taking one of these classes this semester, I still have a limit, but if I email you by tonight.
Say that again.
Like I'm in one of these courses for a micro-credential this semester.
Yeah.
So I can still register for you, like today.
Yes, you can register today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, there's a question back there.
So these classes can be taken this semester, right?
What's that?
These classes can be taken this semester. right?
Yes, that's right. So the last day to add a course is, I've got the entire advising office over there. So the last day to add a course, I think, is August 26th, right? So, if you're saying, if you might be thinking, maybe I'll kind of do a little, maybe I'll drop one course and add another course, just so I can kind of do the sort of micro-credential thing. So you can do that. Or after August 26th, you can add a course. Awesome.
Yes, and I'm an industrial neuroscience and also.
So can you talk about it?
I'm an industrial neuroscience major and also do that in these courses as well.
I apologize, I didn't quite hear what you said. You're industrial neuroscience?
Yeah.
Okay, I can never know that. Yeah.
You can, I can read the credentials.
Yes. Yes, I really should have made it more clear that these credentials are open up to not only all students in the School of Human Resources, but all students at UT.
All registers for the micro-credentials, are there any specific?
No, it's just very simple, just the subject header say micro-credential, just, if you don't do that, I still will, it's less likely I don't want to miss your email, so that'll just, but then you just let me know, yeah, go ahead.
So are we expecting an entry point in spring as well, or is this gonna only be a fall process?
No, you can,